Hello, welcome back to Pearl Grey Knits. I'm Ellie, and today I'm doing a WIP parade for the end of August. I did my last WIP parade, I think, at the end of May, and this was kind of part of my goals for this quarter of the year, was to do a WIP parade because I have a really bad memory. And as soon as I start knitting something, unless I'm like actively working on it or there's a reason, like it's going terribly, I kind of forget what I have. And like sometimes I can even, like I can see one of these projects from where I sit on the couch and I'm still like, kind of forget about it. So that's what we're doing today. This is going to be very, I don't know, key for my stash busting adventures in September. So I thought I would do this now. Got a rush of energy, and let's jump in. We're also in a different spot today because I have 3 cats and 2 of them have stolen my seat. They have conspired against me together to steal the entire couch. So I'm going to start with one that I've been working on in August, which you haven't seen yet, because I haven't shared my August stash busting. But this has been pretty much my only focus this month, which is this lovely tube, which really doesn't look like anything right now, but it will be a kind of a tank top. This is My Little Secret crop by Jessie made, or Jessie May Designs, one of those. And yeah, it's just a little cropped singlet. This is my second one of these. I don't think you've even seen the first one. I don't think that was in my July stash busting. But this is my second one. I am almost done with the body. I'm making this a little bit less cropped than the first one I did. So yeah, I still got probably another inch or 2 to do. I'm making it a little bit longer than the pattern, so I don't really know. It's just going to be a knit until I'm comfortable with it. But this yarn I'm using is from my advent last year, the Through the Wardrobe Yarn Co. So I'm holding 2 of them together. I have the Queen Lucy colour and the Queen Susan colour. This was the weekly advent, which was based on the Kings and Queens of Narnia. So I'm loving this. I think it's so cute. And it's been, I mean, I love this pattern. I've made it twice now, back to back, and I have never done that with a pattern before. But it's fun, it's easy, and I mean, it's not looking like it today, but it is going to be spring soon. So kind of getting into that, you know, I'm going to need some singlets and things like that as it starts to warm up. Okay, the rest of these are just random, no order. This is my big WIP, as in that physically it's the biggest one, which is my little, I said little, it's my blanket. This was just, honestly, the purpose was using up this yarn, and then I had to buy more yarn for it. But by the time I finish this, it's going to be way too hot for this blanket. But I kind of didn't want this to be like a cat blanket because they have everything in this house. So I was thinking this would be like a human blanket. But I don't know, it might have to go away for the summer. Anyway, I've done 2 of my 4 colours. And I'm on the 3rd one now. I'm not following a pattern, this is just Garter stitch, and yeah, so that one. Let's do this one. This one's going to be a little awkward because I can't take it. What just fell? I can't take it out of the box, but this is my Sealass Sweater. I only have a few more rows of the yoke to do, but I just haven't touched this in probably like a month and a half now. I feel like I'm just sort of now picking up on the fact that during winter, I should actually be knitting things for summer, and during summer, I should be knitting things for winter, because I take so long to finish things that I'm not gonna have, like I'm not gonna be anywhere near finished with this by the time it warms up. Even if I worked on this like crazy, I think it would be too warm by the time I finished to wear it. So yeah, I think as we kind of go into summer that I will I'll try and focus some more on finishing some of these jumpers and knitting some of the ones that I want, so that I can actually wear them in winter rather than be knitting them in winter. That is also just using my advent from last year, and that's basically just the daily advent and a few random scraps here and there. So that's 3 WIPs so far. Next one is gonna be my longest running WIP, because it is just like it's a multi part blanket, and that's my Copenhagen blanket. So this is what we're doing. So it's basically a bunch of little houses, and I will sew them up together at the end. So I have one finished, and then I've been working on this one, which is just over halfway done, I believe. I haven't worked on this in a while. This is that one that I can see from the couch and I still forget about it. I don't know, I think maybe I should like dedicate, I don't know, maybe a fortnight to just working on these, because I think I need something like 113, 112 or something of these. So I have 1.5. So I might try and dedicate some time to that. Alrighty. Next one. I have not talked about this one in so long. This is my Sugarplum jumper from Fabel Knitwear. So I finished the body and I did a whole sleeve, and I think this was in May or June, and I haven't touched it since. I have been thinking about whether this is the right pattern, or rather whether this yarn is the right, this yarn and pattern match. Because I really like the yarn, I like the pattern, but I just don't know that this yarn has the amount of stretch in it to sit right that this pattern needs. So I might rip this out and just make this like a bigger, I guess the alternative is that I could just knit a bigger size again, but I've already ripped this back once to knit a bigger size. I think maybe I just want, I don't know, I think it's just, this is not like a cropped, oversized jumper kind of yarn. I think I don't know. So it's just been sitting there. But I guess if I'm going to be knitting jumpers in I was going to say in Christmas, in summer, which is Christmas, I guess I'll think about this. I think everything I have left is socks. Yeah, okay. So let's talk about this one. I did this sock, finished this whole first one, haven't even thought about starting the second one. This was the color palette sock. I can't remember who by, but I will put all the names down below. I think it's so cute. But yeah, haven't done anything. These, however, these are not super thick socks. So even though they're quite long, I feel like these could be good spring/autumn socks. So that does give me a little bit of time to work on them because they are not too thick to be worn at other points in the year. Does that make sense? Like, these are not winter socks. So there's those. There's this one, which I've shown multiple times now. This is the Psyche sock by Fahlin. This is gorgeous lacework. Finished the whole first sock. Are you ready for the amazing amount of progress I've made on the second sock? That's right. I have a cuff and maybe 3 rows of the leg. Yeah, this is, because it's so detailed, this is such a like hyper-focused project, and I just have not had that focus. I don't know how I did the first one because I don't think I've had that amount of focus since I left high school. But one day I will get to this because I do love the pattern. And I also love this yarn. So that one. Okay. This sock that is a Christmas gift that I have left at this point for so long. I don't even remember. Hopefully I wrote down what size needles I was using because I don't remember. Really should work on this. So I think I might try and find what needles I was using and try and finish that. That one is also a self-drafted sock, so I'm just winging it. Okay. Final WIP at the moment because I have ripped back so many WIPs lately. And it is another sock, and this is all I've got. This is the Petty Harbour sock. I'm gonna have to put the name down below because I'm blanking on it right now. Yeah, so I have a few rows of the cuff and that's it. Although looking at this, I'm kind of terrified. It looks really small, and this is a gift for my partner's mum, and that is a really tiny leg. I don't know, she's not a big woman, she's small, but that just looks really small. I don't know. Anyway, I've got to work on that at some point. I have this beautiful yarn, so I have the pink, and then for the actual leg it's this gorgeous blue. So very much looking forward to doing those at some point. That's everything right now. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 WIPs at the moment. That's okay. Like, I think I started the year with 12. A few of these I did start the year with, so that's not great. But I don't know. I have not been feeling inspired by any of these lately, hence the 2 crop tops back to back. Here's hoping in September that I will, with the kind of idea that I have in mind, that I will feel a little bit of enthusiasm for some of these. And maybe I won't finish them, but any progress on a WIP is good progress. So we'll see how we go. For now, thank you all for watching. I will see you in my August stash busting vlog, which will be up in a couple of days time.